Welcome to the Art Lady's home, and today I have been cooking up a storm. I made rice and beans and bean burritos and bean burgers and did a lot of made my homemade beans, actually cooked them. And actually when I was cooking the beans, the water for the beans boiled over because you had to simmer it for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, the beans. And so as I brought the water to boil, it boiled over. So that kind of cooked on for like 2.5 hours right here on this burner. And I'm going to show you how I go ahead and clean that up. I'm going to show you clearly so you can see it. See how there's that debris around that burner? Now this is my GE cooktop stove, and this is about 4 years old, maybe a little bit older. And I'm going to show you how I clean this daily to keep it looking brand new. Of course, right now, since I've been cooking all day, you can see there's a lot of buildup on my burners. But I'm going to show you how simple and easy it is to clean this. And this is how I've been cleaning it for 4 years. So it's working for me. I'm going to place this down. And what I use is I use a 100% cotton rag that's not terry cloth. And these are just old dish towels here. This is versus the terry cloth where it has these bumps. I don't know, I just don't care for these things. These towels, I just like these better. And what I do is I wet one of them. This is going to be the one I'm using to actually clean with. I just cleaned all my counters from cooking today since I spent the whole day cooking. So I'm going to just wet that and rinse off anything from my counters. And as you can see, I have a lot of buildup of food debris. And this stuff I want to get off first. So I'm just going to kind of scoop it up. I can scoop it with my cloth. Hey, miss, stop. I can scoop it with my cloth here. And then I'm going to, I'm going to put it on lock while I'm cleaning this. There. And I'm going to scoop it and then just put it in the sink. Kind of shake it in the sink here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet this. So I'm taking my cloth. I like this kind of cloth better because it tends to scrub a little bit better. And so now I'm just going to kind of wet the surface. And I did all this cooking probably about 45 minutes ago. And anywhere that I see little bits and bumps, I kind of just give a little scrub with this. Now, this is not dripping wet. You know, if I wring this out, I'm not getting anything. So it's not dripping wet. And I'm just going to kind of, anything where I feel with my hands and cloth, anything extra stuck, okay? And then I make sure my cracks in here are clean. I don't want any food buildup on these cracks. I'm pretty much a germophobic. Now, fold it in. So I'm trying to remove all those crumbs, because I still have some crumb debris. And I'm going to get the crumbs on the granite. I do my granite the same way. I don't want to use any soap or chemicals on this right now, because then I'll have a film left over, and so when my theory is when I cook it again, turn on the burners again, the film will burn into the burner and just grease up or do something to the glass. So I want to keep it beautiful. I don't want to have that residue. So I just use water with these cloths. And now I'm going to sweep it into my sink here and shake it out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a dry cloth, a dry clean cloth right now. And with the dry clean cloth, I'm just going to wipe it dry. And that way I'm going to be able to see any areas, if any, that are stuck. Any areas that have maybe extra residue that I'm going to need to scrub, if that. Now I did have some stick area on this area where my pot of fresh beans overflowed. So if I have some stick area, then I can use what came with this. Oops, somehow I got a little piece of rice over here. I don't want any debris of food because then it causes smears. So what I do, let me rinse this rag again. So now, if you have areas that don't come up just with pure water, and my theory is the less you put on for chemicals, soaps, etc., the better. So what I'm going to do is now, I want to bring this a little bit better. I'm going to use what came with the cooktop. And actually, I've never been bought. This is all I've used. Ceramibrite. This is what came with it. And it's a 2.75 ounce. And this is what I've cooked with and used to clean my stove after cooking 4 years. I haven't used it all. It's almost gone. Because like I said, I've just used water. The only time I ever use this is if I have any buildup. And I see a little bit of buildup here on this big burner because I use this a lot today. And there's a little bit of spots over here. So I use a very small amount on that damp rag. Sorry, my dog is guarding her food from her friend. There, see how small that is? And what I'm gonna do is just put it on the spots that I'm having difficulty with coming off with just pure water. And I just have always stuck with what they gave me to come with this. And I'm just taking my finger, and you can see from the cloth, that's picking up some of the stain on the burner. Right there. And it's a very small amount I use. And that's what's kept this looking brand new. And I think it's the secret of cleaning it every time. For some reason, every time I make these movies, she's wanting to eat. She leaves her food there all day. And then guards it. Because I have a male dog, same breed, Old English. And she wants to eat that food. And I have a little bit of spot right here. That rice water, the bean water overflowed, so I'm gonna let that sit for a second while I come to this area now. And I just lightly scrub it up like this with this material that they gave me. And that's how I clean up my big messes. And you can see how it's picking up the burner. And that's important because then, say if I didn't clean this, if I just wiped it down, the next time I'm cooking on high, all of this is just gonna get burned into that glass. And I don't know if it's gonna cause damage or not. You know, I've never abused this, so I don't know. But I'm sure that eventually you're not gonna be able to get this stuff off if you keep on burning it in and burning it in and burning it in over and over and over again. So I always clean it this way, dry it with the cloth, and then when you stand back at a certain angle, you can see and tell if there's a spot you missed. And if I did miss it, I just go back. Now, the stainless steel, I have no marks. All of my lettering is in absolute perfect condition. I have no scratch marks that I know of on here. The only marks that I have after 4 years of use is the stainless steel on the edges has a few scratches. Right in here. Because sometimes what I do is I put my pans, I move them off to the side a little bit to cool. And sometimes the pans are bigger than the stove area here, so they hang off a little on the stainless steel. And I have had a little bit of scratching on the front here. Actually, one of them I think was when I got it, because I think I did buy this at like a scratch at a used, not a used appliance store, but it was one that had sold sale models or I don't know what you would call that. They were used as a demonstration. It was a floor model. That's what it was called, the floor model. Okay, once I have that, now this is my damp cloth again. I'm just going to take it, remove the residue from the cleaner, because like I said, I don't want any cleaner left on. Remove the residue from the cleaner, and then take a perfectly dry, clean cloth and wipe it with that. And then this clean cloth is then my dishcloth, you know, for the day. And I rotate my dishcloths all the time. So I'm not like wasting this dishcloth. So I buff it clean and smooth any spots out. And let's see, it's looking good. And that's how I keep my GE. I have a little smear here though, I just noticed, right here. And that's how I keep my GE profile looking brand new. You can see how after 4 years, the stainless steel is slightly scratched there. But look at my lettering. Now this is important because some of the appliances, this stuff wears off quicker. And so this is spanking new, brand spanking new, gorgeous. And this was a 5-burner top. So would I recommend this? This is my warming zone. Yeah, I would definitely recommend the profile. I like it because it's you know, flat, no knobs, etc. going on. Let me know if you have any questions on how to clean yours.